Have you ever paused and reflected on whether the Qur'an holds a hidden spiritual key, one so powerful that it unlocks rizq far beyond mere wealth? A key that opens not just financial ease, but a gateway to inner peace, tranquility in your soul, barakah in your time, contentment in your heart, and blessings that flow into your life in ways you never imagined. Most of us know the famous surahs. Surah Al-Waqi'ah, widely known as the Surah of Rizq, Surah Al-Mulk, for protection in the grave, Surah Yasin, for removing hardships. These are commonly recited, regularly shared, and well-loved. But there's a short surah, almost always overlooked, a concise, rhythmic, and seemingly simple chapter. Yet it contains within it a spiritual algorithm, a divine formula, straight from Allah, designed for anyone sincerely seeking provision, with deep trust and unwavering faith in their Rabb. This surah, though small in size, carries a spiritual weight that's enormous. And when it's recited at night, with intention, reflection, and heartfelt sincerity, something changes. Something shifts. The doors of ease begin to open. The weight of struggle begins to lift. Rizq, provision, starts to flow from directions and sources you could have never foreseen. In this video, we will walk together through this often ignored surah, Surah Al-Lail, verse by verse, reflection by reflection, and we'll uncover how it becomes a light in your darkness, a door in your dead end, and a path toward divine abundance when recited with intention. 1. The overlooked treasure, the hidden power of Surah Al-Lail. Among the 114 surahs of the Qur'an, some stand out because of their commonly known benefits. Surah Al-Waqi'ah is known to be a magnet for sustenance. Surah Al-Mulk is recited for protection in the grave. Surah Yasin is embraced in times of grief and hardship. But quietly nestled as the 92nd chapter of the Qur'an, Surah Al-Lail goes largely unnoticed. With just 21 short verses, it's often one of the first chapters memorized by children in their early learning years. Simple to recite, rhythmic, easy on the tongue. But in that simplicity lies the mistake. We memorize the words but forget the meaning. We recite it without reflecting on its depth. We pass over it thinking it is meant for children, never realizing that it holds the formula for divinely facilitated rizq, one that applies to all, not just the wealthy, not just the pious, but anyone who chooses to realign themselves with Allah's way. Surah Al-Lail, the night, is a surah that draws a line between those who are destined for ease and those who will walk a path of hardship, not because Allah chooses to burden them, but because of their own choices, their refusal to give, to believe, and to trust. It's a surah that teaches rizq is not just about effort, it's about intention, purity of the heart, generosity, and most importantly, alignment with divine truths. And this is what makes it powerful. Because while most of us are chasing wealth through effort alone, through long hours, extra shifts, side businesses, strategies, and sleepless nights, Allah offers us an easier, better, and more spiritually aligned way. A way that starts not with doing more, but with being more generous, more God-conscious, and more trusting in His promise. 2. The divine oaths that shake the soul. One of the most striking features of Surah Al-Lail is how it begins, with a series of oaths. Allah swears. And in the Qur'an, when Allah takes an oath, it's never casual. It is a moment of divine weight, demanding our undivided attention. وَاللَّيْلِ إِذَا يَغْشَى, by the night as it covers. وَالنَّهَارِ إِذَا تَجَلَّى, and by the day as it appears. وَمَا خَلَقَ الذَّكَرَ وَالْأُنثَى, and by He who created the male and the female. These oaths aren't just poetic. They are deeply spiritual metaphors. The night symbolizes what is hidden, unseen, unrecognized. It reflects the periods in our lives where everything feels uncertain, when we're walking through our own darkness, unsure of what lies ahead. Yet it is in the night that rizq is written. It is in the stillness that Allah's mercy descends. The darkness hides His work. The day, on the other hand, brings clarity. What was once concealed is now visible. The efforts we make in the night manifest in the light of the day. Just like how struggle leads to ease, uncertainty gives way to certainty, and reliance bursts results. The male and the female, opposites created by Allah, serve as a reminder of balance, duality, and divine precision. Just like effort and surrender, wealth and detachment, giving and receiving, they all work in harmony under Allah's command. These oaths set the tone. Allah is in full control of the night, the day, the seen, the unseen, the opposites, and the outcomes. And therefore, He alone controls rizq, how it flows, when it flows, and to whom it flows. 3. The divine formula of rizq. 3 conditions, 1 promise. And now we come to the core of this surah. Allah makes a promise, but like every divine promise, it comes with a condition, a formula, one that is not hard but requires sincerity. فَأَمَّا مَنْ أَعْطَى وَاتَّقَى وَصَدَّقَ بِالْحُسْنَى فَسَنُيَسِّرُهُ لِلْيُسْرَى. As for he who gives, fears Allah, and believes in the best reward, we will ease him toward ease. Surah Al-Lail, 5 verse 7. 3 ingredients. He who gives. This isn't just about handing out money. This is about living a life of generosity. Giving when it hurts. Giving when you don't have much. Giving without seeking reward from people. It means living unattached to this world. Fears Allah. Taqwa is not fear in the worldly sense. It is a constant awareness that Allah is watching, recording, and rewarding. A person with taqwa doesn't just act righteously. They align their intentions, speech, and behavior with what Allah loves. Believes in the best reward, meaning they live with yaqeen, unshakable faith, that Allah's promise is real, that Jannah is real, that every small act of good is seen and rewarded, that your rizq is not in the hands of your boss, your market, or your skill. It is in the hands of Allah. And what's the result? فَسَنِيَسِّرُهُ لِلْيُسْرَى. We will ease him toward ease. This is not just ease in work. It is ease in the heart, ease in relationships, ease in making the right decisions, and most importantly, ease in attaining rizq without the poison of stress or greed. 4. The opposite path. Hardship without barakah. Allah doesn't just present one path in this surah. He gives a full contrast, because clarity only comes through comparison. وَأَمَّا مَنْ بَخِلَ وَاسْتَغْنَى وَكَذَّبَ بِالْحُسْنَى فَسَنُيَسِّرُهُ لِلْعُسْرَى. But as for he who withholds and considers himself self-sufficient and denies the best reward, we will ease him toward hardship. Surah Al-Lail, 8-10. This is where many people unknowingly fall, withholding not just wealth, but kindness, advice, compassion, thinking they are self-sufficient, that their degree, job, or intelligence is the reason they earn, denying the hereafter in action, if not in words. And the result? فَسَنُيَسِّرُهُ لِلْعُسْرَى. We will ease him toward difficulty. Notice, it's still ease, but ease toward difficulty. That means even their struggle becomes easy to fall into. They walk into hardship without realizing it. They chase wealth, but it slips from their hands. They plan and plot, but the doors don't open. This isn't a punishment. It's a reflection of a heart that chose distance from Allah. 5. The spiritual equation, how rizq actually works. Surah Al-Lail provides us something few people talk about, a spiritual equation for provision. Giving plus taqwa, plus belief in reward, divine ease. This is not motivational fluff. This is Quranic law. When you give freely and do not hoard, fear Allah and live consciously, believe in the unseen rewards, then Allah will ease your path, multiply your provision, and place barakah where others find none. And here's what's beautiful. Your rizq is no longer tied to numbers. It becomes about quality. A small salary stretches. A short effort bears massive fruit. A limited opportunity becomes a golden door. Because it's not about how much you have, it's about how Allah places barakah in what you do have. 6. Why the night changes everything. The name of this surah, Al-Lail, the night, is not random. It is spiritual instruction. Why? Because night is when the world sleeps, but the lovers of Allah rise. It's when distractions fade, the noise dies down, and your soul becomes more open. The Prophet used to wake in the last third of the night. It is the time Allah descends to the lowest heaven and says, "Is there anyone seeking so I may give?" When you recite Surah Al-Lail at night, you are aligning yourself with the divine flow of mercy. The heart is softer, the mind is clearer, and the message of the surah penetrates deeper. You are not just reading, you are absorbing, feeling, transforming. So if you want to unlock the true potential of this surah, recite it at night, even just once. Recite it slowly, reflectively, with a heart open to Allah's guidance. 7. Tonight, say it with intention. Watch the rizq flow. So tonight, take a few moments before you sleep, after Isha or during Tahajjud. Make wudu. Sit in stillness. Recite Surah Al-Lail slowly. Reflect on each verse and make this dua. Ya Allah, make my rizq vast, pure, and filled with barakah. Ease my path as you promised. Open doors I never imagined. Make me of those who give, who fear you, and who believe in your promise without doubt. Because rizq isn't just waiting for your effort, it's waiting for your sincerity. And when you show that sincerity, Allah will show you His generosity in ways that will humble you.